Hey, and welcome to the first episode of Smart Love here on Between Us Girls. I am your host, Michelle, sometimes called Miss Creative. We are here to create, and we are creators. And I'm so happy to see everybody here with me today. This week we celebrate Blackness with Juneteenth. So for those of you guys who don't know what Juneteenth is, it's a holiday that Black people have celebrated since 1865, when the last of the slaves were freed right down the street from me in Galveston, Texas. I have two ways you can get involved directly if you would like to celebrate the movement overall of ending white supremacy, okay? I've got the Center for the Healing of Racism having a Zoom event for their annual Juneteenth Ally Award. That is going to be a great event. They've got blues music, spoken word artists, and they're going to be giving an award to Lakota Nation hero and overall philanthropist, great ally, amazing human who plays the flute, okay? He's a hoop dancer. He's amazing. Mr. Kevin Locke is going to be receiving the award this year. So please, everybody, I'll link it for you. If you'd like to grab a ticket to it, do that. I will be tuning in. And then also on Friday, on Juneteenth, there will be a march in Galveston supporting the removal of the dignified resignation, which is a statue that was erected during the Jim Crow era to oppress Black people. But of course, it was done under the guise of recognizing the heritage of the Confederacy. So we're working to take that down. So I'll link that also in the comments. I'm also going to try to introduce you guys again to my son Terrence, because I'd like to talk to him a little bit about just how he feels right now, what he's feeling in this climate, because he's a teenager and I want to make sure that he's able to talk about his feelings, because we all know how teenagers are. So I'm going to grab Terrence and I'm going to see if he will come in and chat with us a little bit, and then we'll get into just kind of talking about some other things like the Black experience overall being minimized by some members of the white community. I'd like to talk about that. I don't want to get, yes I do, we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to grab Terrence, and then we'll get into how to stop invalidating the Black experience. I would like to talk about the white damsel stereotype that I keep bringing up on Facebook. I think people are getting offended by it, and I want to make sure that I'm able to really explain what I'm talking about and why this is a problem. And I'm going to give you some real-time examples of how that stereotype and that energy is affecting what we're really trying to do. We'll also be getting into a little bit about the Age of Aquarius, and we'll talk some about what it means for us and all of some of the things that are shifting right now in our planets and how things are moving around us, because I think that's very important. That's how you know how balanced you are, because I believe in astrology. Sorry, sue me, okay? Anyway, so I'm going to grab my son, and when I come back, we're going to get started. Okay, so I'm waiting for Terrence to come in now. I'm so excited about this. So, Buck, I wanted to talk to you a little bit because you're a young Black boy, and you are in the times that we're in. So I wanted to ask you how everything was affecting you, if you've been affected by it.
Fine.
You are? What do you think it is that's keeping you grounded? You don't know?
No.
Like your friends don't talk about it either, huh?
No.
What do y'all talk about? Just regular stuff? Same old, same old?
Yeah.
Yeah? You think maybe that's going to keep y'all sane?
I guess so.
Okay, let me ask you this question, and then I'll let you go, because I know you're like, whatever, Mom. Did you learn about Juneteenth in school?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Nobody in history ever talked to you about it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Did you ever hear about the Tulsa Race Massacre?
No.
Okay. All right. So next time Terrence is on, I'm going to ask him some questions about those two things. I do want him to know about those instances, and I feel like it's unfair for our children to be in school and to not be taught about our history. So anyway, thank you, Terrence, and let's get into the next segment. So I want to talk a little bit about what I've been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of people invalidating the experience of a black person in regards to some of these triggering experiences that we've been having here lately. I have seen many a black person silenced by a white individual who feels like talking about your experience or agreeing with, first of all, shining, 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 shining. Anyway, I have seen many a white person approach a black person and say, you shouldn't even be talking about this. You're promoting racism. Or, that's not what happened. Racism doesn't exist. Or, you all need to just let go of your ancestors' plight. Well, we're not talking about people who were here in 1619 that are affected by racism, okay? We're talking about our parents. We're talking about us. We're talking about our grandparents. We're talking about our great-grandparents. You know your great-grandparents, and you know your parents and your grandparents. And you know how closely removed you are from them and their experience. That is what we're talking about. We're talking about the effects of racism on the experience that our great-grandparents had. Excuse me. Our great-grandparents had. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about I'm directly affected personally by slavery only. We're talking about how our grandparents were directed to the back door with their children, who then became our parents, who also feel like even though we go through the front door, we still go through the back door. So when we go through the front door, we got to tiptoe through the front door because we're really supposed to be going in the back. And that's what we're talking about. So I would like for my woke white people to stand up and start correcting these other folks when you see them doing it, because you're watching it. Now, I'm going to stop fighting in the comments because it's bringing my vibration down, and I'm not trying to do that, okay? Because I need to be right here so that I can be on. And hold on just a second, too. I'll get into this some more. I want you guys to show up where you see oppression. If you see somebody being silenced, if you see another person being told you can't say that or that didn't happen to you, stand up for it. I've seen it happen. I know it's possible. Let me show you this. So I made this the other day. I don't know if you can see it. It says you are here. But anyway, it's kind of my interpretation of the vibrational scale. I haven't had a chance to put the numbers across the bottom yet. I'm going to be working on that and doing that. But I sort of see it as a negative and a positive, like numbers, right? So down here, I would say I was definitely miserable, but over here, not so much. But I want it to be noted that there is power in this area. So it is not to be saying that black is horrible and bad and wrong. And if we could do that, we would be able to access duality. And we would be able to honor the part of ourselves that feels poorly sometimes and then be able to transmute it into positive energy. So that's what I would like for people to start doing. I want us to be able to look at life like this. I'm just going to sometimes go back and forth. If I'm on this side, if I'm over here, then I know I need some self-care so that I can get over here. Not that I'm bad. I'm empty. Fill me back up. That's all. You can do it. It's totally doable. Just like I'm going to practice being able to look into the camera. All right, so let's get into the next topic. The white damsel stereotype. I want to talk about this because it's been a problem in this country. Actually, I think it's the very root of, oh Lord, the shine. I think it is, I'm not going to be able to keep looking at myself all shiny. I think it is sort of one of the most deeply rooted stereotypes in the system that keep us from advancing. And what it means for us right now is that when you're out shopping or you are at the park and you look black, there's a possibility that there's going to be a white woman who will appear and treat you badly, just off the muscle, with no knowledge of who you are, how you are, what you'd be like, none of that, okay? That is the white damsel stereotype. And that's what we're calling Karen right now. That was created for us. I don't know if you guys have seen 13th, but they definitely broke it down there, where they talk about how the movie The Birth of a Nation had a man in blackface, which is also offensive, and a white woman who was treated like a damsel in distress, and causing black men to be seen as dangerous to white women. Now we know Emmett Till was murdered brutally for his encounter with a white woman. She came out many years later, right before she was about to die, to say that she had been wrong. So we know that this is an issue. And here's my problem with it. Every time you're at the park and you make that kind of movement, you call the police. The police are operating like, hear my words, the police are operating like their mission is to eradicate the black man from this country. That is how they operate. And when I say black man, I mean black woman and black child as well. But we know that our men are being targeted for their strength. And I want to uplift them. And in doing that, I want to destruct the white damsel syndrome. You're not a damsel. You are here just like the rest of us. We all have the same right. And you all can be very aggressive and very vicious. So we need to just dead the whole idea that you guys are just all the way soft and gentle. That's not true. You're human. You're just like everybody else. So check in yourself, your white privilege, and be looking for that white damsel syndrome. Okay. So now I want to talk a little bit about some astrology and some spirituality stuff, okay? So let's get into it. Okay, so a lot of people don't know that I became a spiritual practitioner about 2 years ago. And it has been an incredible journey because in doing that, I had to go and learn myself. And what I found was a lot of greatness. And I'm so, so happy and so pleased that I was able to acknowledge that in myself. But that was not easy. It took me some time to accept myself and love who I am and who I'm going to be and who I was, which is really, really the base of it. You know, we talk a lot about inner child work, and actually I have an upcoming episode that I'm going to release that I had a group of healers with me talking about inner child work, and it's going to be a great episode, and I can't wait for all of y'all to hear it, listen to it, watch it. But anyway, in that work, I kind of found myself channeling information and writing it or trying to relay it, but sort of broken, and I'm tapping in now so that I can hone that skill. I'm not an expert, you know, I'm a novice, but I know I'll be knowing. So I just share, you know, my duty here is to be a messenger and to be a conduit for information. Not to say that I'm the most expert channeler there ever was, because I know that's not me. I've just barely begun this journey. But big ups to those who are doing this work and who lay the groundwork for the rest of us to come behind you. So thank you to everyone, most especially my friend Fernando, because really without his help and his guidance as a spiritual coach, I would not be able to do this right now. So let's talk a little bit about the Age of Aquarius. Now, we've been hearing about this for eons. I won't say eons, but we've been hearing about it since, well, okay, let's not say we. I know I have, and I'll tell you where I first learned of it. Through the song Aquarius. God, the light is so bright. Okay, you see the cover now? Anyway, okay, so they have a song called Aquarius, and it talks about the Age of Aquarius. And I discovered yesterday in looking at the song on YouTube that they actually have in parentheses the flesh failures. So I mean, I can only say that we're failing as flesh. When love has been removed from our community, when we don't have true unity, I mean, we can only say that we're failing. And now is the time for us to be coming together and working out those issues that I talked about earlier, and getting to the place where we can just be in a happiness within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm really talking about is actually joy and love. But whenever we're able to be in joy and love and enjoying ourselves and loving ourselves, then we can be happier. You see what I'm saying? Instead of being a self-hater and closing yourself off from that energy. And now is the time for you to be waking up to it and opening yourself up to possibilities that you maybe haven't been open to before, because we are coming into a time where we're going to be creating a new place for us. And I'm not talking about dismantling the United States. I'm talking about in a spiritual way. We're going to be elevating. We're going to be getting to the place where we're supposed to be, because we're moving in the direction that we're supposed to be moving in. And everyone's afraid of the big energy that we're moving into. But you guys, if we don't get there, we can't come down either. So we're having to do it, and it's really important. And this weekend, I just want you guys to find positivity in something. We've got a lot of stuff moving around. There's a lot going on. We got a new moon, Mercury retrograde, solar eclipse, the summer solstice, which is the sun's birthday, and then the eclipse is coming in on top of it. Like I was talking to Maddie this morning, and she said it was kind of rude. So somebody is going to be rude. It's some rude energy out here. So in order for you to be able to maintain your vibration, just expect that rude energy is kind of around, and just bring yourself to peace. Bring yourself to peace. Listen to some music that gives you happy. Listen to some music that makes you feel good. Do something that brings you joy. Okay? Whatever that is. I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a full-on peace ritual. We're going to be enjoying life and having a good time, and I want you guys to be a part of it. So it will be live YouTube, live Facebook. So check it out on Saturday night. Just make sure you're following those pages so that you get the notification. Those are going to be Between Us Girls, the podcast, and Between Us Girls, the podcast, okay, on YouTube and Facebook. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot, and we'll be talking more about this and all the shifting that's going on within the planets and the energy that's moving within us. And a lot of people will be looking at me, I know, like, how did she get to this person? What does she know? How does she know this? Why would she be knowing? Well, I always was this person, but I did not always love this person. So I had to come to the place where I was able to love myself. And I'm learning to use my emotional intelligence to interact with other people. So that is how I know that we are at the brink. Because I have never had interactions with people like some of the ones I have been having recently. And that tells me that something is moving. So, with that being said, I just want to make sure again that you guys are following all of my social media pages at MSCreativeAF, at Between Us Girls Podcast, at Mish Mishi if you want to see me and my kids. And yeah, I'm totally excited. Make sure you're going to sign up for the newsletters so that you guys can get the information that I'm passing out. I've been so super busy, so it might feel like everything is stunted or that I've been missing, but I am working, and I'm so happy and I'm so grateful to be able to share myself and my communication and my gifts with you guys that I'm just ready to do it. So here we are, and here we go, and it's time to live. All right, so I will see you guys later. Bye.